And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST. I do apologize for the delayed, for the extended break, I should say. But regardless, we are back with the semifinals, the first of two. The semifinals are now upon us. Here we have our PvZ Classic. He took down Art previously in the quarterfinals 2-0, and now we have our first semis ready for us. The winner of this series will advance on to the grand finals. Will it be a Protoss? Will it be a Zerg? We are here to find out. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Team Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg player himself representing Stouty Bulls. It is YoungYakov. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our PvZ. Coming into this, Classic has been on fire as of late. If you missed out, I do highly recommend checking out the VODs of our coverage of the GSL CK. We were one of the official English casters for the GSL last week, and Classic went on a tear. He all killed Team Maru. It was great. He took everyone down except for one. I think SOS. SOS was the only player he didn't beat because he didn't play against him. But in the all-kill format, he took down Maru, he took down Solar, he took down Cure, he took down Bjorn, he took down everyone. No one could stand and no one could face off against Classic, and he was able to win it all for his team. Again, I do highly recommend the VODs, bearing in mind that during the GSL series, or during the GSL broadcast last week, it was a Pro League format, the all-kill format, and then the ace match. If we did end up in that going that far, I do recommend checking it out. And as a reminder as well, actually, the second week of the GSL CK is tomorrow. Is going to be taking place tomorrow, so we have some more GSL action coming up in less than 24 hours. True. So again, we have been covering, we have been all over that, all over the GSL. And again, Classic has been kind of one of the highlight players of said GSL. And we'll see if YoungYakov can stand in his way. Again, Classic is the heavy favorite to win the entire tournament. It's going to be up to YoungYakov to pose, to stand in his way, and to threaten him, and to make him work for it, and to potentially even cause an upset. It will be an upset if he brings him down. Let's go. We're ready for it. We are ready for it here. So now our players are going to be opening up. Standard Hashgas full. Welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is a very small map of the map pool. Small map, shorter rushes and spike ground. Aggression is favored on a map like 10,000 feet. And we'll see how aggressive our players plan on being. Eyes are mainly on YoungYakov. I can see him cutting workers early and going for earlier tech as well. Whether it's the early Roachhorn, early Lair, we shall see. We did see a lot of attempted mutaplay last series. A lot of mutaplay with mixed results. Let's see what he goes for this time. And so now it is going to be that Stargate into Oracle, into the third expansion. Also, if YoungYakov has yet to confirm, as the Stalker will zone him away. Stalker does zone. And behind this, there is early Roachhorn. So that's what, a 320-ish, 320 Roachhorn timing out of YoungYakov. Very early. With this, we will most likely be going for a Ling Roach all-in. Lings for now, they're poking out. They do get a surround. The Oracle will defend. So far, so good here for Classic. You see Yakov getting extra Overlords to make sure he doesn't get supply blocked. All off of one gas. Did research Ling speed. Again, we'll soon be seeing nothing but roaches. There it is, 6. We have 6 roaches on the way. Once again, baiting out the energy here on the Oracle, getting us around. A nice pickup. Nice pickup here, and again, limited energy on these Oracles. Does force up serving once again, and this means that there's less energy to defend against the roaches. So very calculated moves here from YoungYakov. He's setting up. There's the energy overcharge. Once again, he's trying to force the pulsar beam. Does force it. Yeah, he does force it for the 3rd time, and that means that, again, there's barely any energy left. The all-in is coming. It's coming, Pappy. There's no overcharge. Roaches are waddling out. Again, limited energy on these oracles, and classic now scouts. Yeah, now he knows. Now he knows. Now he does confirm. The army's coming in. There's no battery. The surround. Yeah, there's no battery. Massive surround here. Breaks the natural. Going for the pylon as well. The oracles activate their beams. Boys are being pulled. Can the pylon go down? Barely can. Yeah, the pylon does fall. And Yakov, can he do it? He breaks into the natural. Probes are falling. The oracles are going to town here, but again, they're running out of energy. They're running out of energy here as we speak. There's one adept to defend. Yakov, he's so close to doing critical damage. He's so close. Un poquito más. Morphs in the Ravager. Saves the Roach. Oof. Yeah, piling down the pylon. There's a second energy overcharge, but the wall is broken. And at least they should flood in. Yeah, they should flood in. Catching the adepts, catching all the probes. We attempt to re-wall. Oof. There's a kill, not a cancel. There's 2 more gateways in the main. There's 2 more gateways here. Again, we're still rallying across the map, going for the expansion. Oh, are we wasting DPS here? A little bit concerned, as we could otherwise be killing more probes. But looks like, yeah, it's intentional. Yeah, he's targeting down the expansion. Behind this, Yakov is droning. He's droning, he's saturating. Has he done enough damage? We're down to 26 probes. Does he kill the expansion? He does not. If he fails to kill this base, that means he could have been killing those 3 or 4 probes. That could have been like 3 or 4 extra worker kills, assuming he doesn't get the expansion. Cheeky moves with the Lings. Does force a pulsar beam. The expansion survives. Oof. So that's going to be a triple Nexus setup here for Classic. I mean, obviously the economy is still in shambles, that is true. But I feel like there's a little pressure on YoungYakov to go for a second all-in. For now, he's still saturating his 3 bases. Building up into Ling Bane. Does surround the adepts. Nice catch. Yeah, nice catch. Forcing the recall. Oof. Does barely save 3. That's 3 adepts that make it back. Oh, he wants the base. Can he get it? It's going to be a big investment. And he barely can. He barely does get the expansion. It costs him a lot of Zerglings. Yakov claims the expansion. Back at home, he's still droning. Hydra is on the way, trying to switch into Lingbane Hydra. He's forcing a counterattack, though. Uh-oh. He's forcing the counterattack. Overlords are exposed. Losing 1, 2, potentially 3 Overlords. Queens are moving forward. Okay, they can hold their own. Up. Ooh, misses the transfuse. It does miss the transfuse. That's gonna be another queen. That's gonna be the first queen falling. Lings, they try to collapse in. Ooh, losing an oracle here. A nice pickup by YoungYakov. Nice pickup. Hydra production has begun. And Classic is all in. Classic is all in. He has no 3rd expansion. He's all in, papi. And all YoungYakov has to do is survive. Just survive. Live. Persevere, papi. Yep, there's extra gateways. I believe we have 7 back at home. Ooh, so it's going to be 6 at home and another one across the map. No, sorry, that's going to be 6 in total. So there's going to be a 2 base 6 gate all in. Blinks forward, crazy blink. As Yakov is up 20 workers, takes down the pylon, ensuring there's no expansion. Again, he has to fixate and focus on purely Ling Hydra. And unless there are some stasis traps, I feel like Yakov should be fine here. He can give chase. There we go, there's the first stasis. Gets baited. Yeah, base at the stasis, Lings they collapse in. And picking up a couple of stalkers. Waiting at that pulsar beam. Plus transfuse. Keeping the queen alive. Once again, efficient trades here from Classic. But we're building up that Hydra count over time. Building up more Hydras. Waiting for more injections. Yeah, queens are injecting. Collapsing of the army. Cashing out another stalker. Does find the proxy location. Yakov has to respect this. Yeah, he has to respect it. Has to pull away. Again, because of no Ravagers, force fields can slice him up. And he commits. Yeah, he does got to step in. And he's done it. He breaks the oracles, takes down all the stalkers as well. And YoungYakov, he will start this series off with a win, with a leader, a classic over the favorite player. GG gets called, and YoungYakov, he takes the first game. Whew. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played again. Hyper aggressive all-in by YoungYakov, going for a 320-ish roach run timing, going for the early roach run. But if you remember, what was crucial about this all-in, or what was crucial about what made it work, was the Ling movement early on. Remember the Lings, they forced the NG overcharge and the pulsar beam of those oracles 3 different times to make sure that the oracles, by the time the all-in hit, the oracles, they had no energy. On top of that, because they were being kept busy by the Lings, they also didn't scout. They did not scout across the map. They did not see what was happening, didn't see lack of saturation, lack of drones, lack of tech, or the early army either. So again, there was no vision there from a classic, and again, it was just such an important setup there from YoungYakov. Very impressive. GG. GG. Very impressive fact. As that leads us into game number 2, and we'll see, can Yakov, can he pull off the upset? Can he do what Maru could not? Can he what Sola could not? Yakov. Again, the pressure's on. The pressure is on. And, ooh, we're loading into a much larger map here. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. Now, the build that Yakov went for works, and it helped. I should say the map did help on 10,000 feet, right? That is a very small map. That is the shortest rush distance from natural to natural. So that did benefit, and that did help assist the all-in. Now, coming into Winter Madness, this is where the map does work against you. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself. We have the South Korean Protoss for Team Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Stowny Bulls. It is YoungYakov. Oh boy, and I'm a little bit concerned here as to the decision-making of Yakov coming into Winter Madness. So very quickly here, this map is a very large map in the map pool, very large map, long rush distance by ground, and as a result, it is safer here to build up and to get into 3 bases, 4 bases, into Skytoss. Classic is favored here on Winter Madness. All-ins are weaker, and what we have seen little from YoungYakov so far tonight has been Mutaplay. So I can see Mutaplay being an option, but getting into Spire, getting to Mutas unscouted against Classic and Winter Madness, it's going to be difficult to get away with. So we'll see. We'll see if he goes into Mutas. That's my assumption. But he might go for something a little bit different here. Might see fast Hydras instead. We might see a Hydra-based all-in, which I feel like is going to be weaker on this map as well. But we'll see. We shall see. YoungYakov playing so well right now. I mean, a lot of it, as we tried to emphasize, a lot of it came down to the map and it came down to the build. Like, that was basically like a sniper build on 10,000 feet, right? Like, it was like a sniper build, and it worked really, really well. But again, it was very map dependent, so we have to see something different here. We have to see something different, and because it's more macro oriented, it's going to be more difficult to try to catch Classic with his pants down. Not impossible, but more difficult. We'll see. So now Classic, he does disrupt some of the mining. We were pulling out. I think speed is on the way. Yakov, he pulls out of gas. Everything's looking normal so far. We're droning, we're saturating. This the counter spray, Pappy. Let's go. Vámonos. Players are opening up. This is the Classic delaying the expansion. Does disrupt the third. Adept, ooh, barely doesn't come in time. That was so close. It's like 1 second off. Casito, papi, casito. Nice snipe. Takes down the Adept. Doesn't lose any drones. Clean defense here from YoungYakov. As now there's only one Adept left. Has to 2-shot. Yakov does move out to disrupt. So Lings are being active. Adept does shade back home. And we're waiting to see here if it's going to be Lair first. My assumption is Lair first before Roach Warren, but again, eyes are on Yakov. Still droning, still saturating. Oracles are moving out. It is going to be a double Oracle opener into an earlier Twilight Council. Okay. Hello. So very early tech. Very early tech here from Classic. Because it's so early, this could be one of two things. Either early +1 in charge into a very early charge timing, or early +1 in blink into a 3-base all-in. Oh. As the Oracles that get 2 drone kills so far. Catch out 2 workers. I'm leaning more towards charge, but we'll keep our eye on Classic as he gets 2 more drones, 4 in total. Nice damage. Twilight Council's done. Show us what you got. Glaives. Wait, what? this was not an option. Wait, what? Okay, so the curious thing for me here is that +1 is usually not coinciding with Glaive Adepts because it doesn't really benefit, right? It does not benefit Glaive Adepts. We do have a massive gateway explosion though on the way. Building up to 8 gateways. It's going to be 8-gate Glaive Adepts. I thought it was going to be 8-gate Blink, but okay. A crazy 3-base all-in. Or potentially 2.5-base all-in. So hyper aggressive here from Classic. I mean, if there's no Roach Warren, ooh, yeah, there's no Warren. No Roach Warren here. We're going into fast Hydras. Yeah, layer into Hydra Tech. No Roach Warren, no Bailey Nest. Now, my criticism here is that I feel like even if Classic wins this game, I feel like you could do it without +1. Like I don't think +1 is necessary, but sure. Gonna have Mass Adepts against purely Link Queen Hydra. I mean, Yakov, he has no answer. He has no good answer here for Mass Adept. Oh boy. Yeah, Yakov, he moves out. He does miss the Adepts. Oh, he sorts him. Yeah, that's what 4, which isn't a tell. Hydras are building up. Glaives are now done, so it's +1. I mean, I guess technically this is now going to be better for versus Hydra, I suppose. There's a charge follow-up into +2. And we're shading in. Classic going for the shade. He commits. Yeah, Lings, they cannot freely engage. 1 Hydra goes down. Stage Trap is going to be denied. Nice pick up, but the Lings, they just completely melt. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Lings are going down. We shade into the mineral line, and drones are going to be falling. Busting into the main. Oracle did fall. And so far, that's going to be 4 dead workers. No major economic damage yet, but we have more Adepts shading in. Yeah, more Adepts shading in. More drones are going down. This is quickly becoming critical damage. Losing up to 11 drones, and we're still not done. More Adepts are coming. Oh, Rick's standing here. Yeah, they try to make the... Oh, no, the move command! Yeah, it does move him back. Bleeding out more Hydras. Adepts have made their way into the main, again, causing over chaos, so a lot of havoc. 16, 18 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. And because of +1, now he has a cleaner follow-up into +2 and into charge lots. Yeah, much cleaner follow-up. He's done it. At this point, Classic has done it. He has broken YoungYakov. Again, Yakov, he chose to skip Roaches. He chose to skip Banelings, which is standard, by the way. It's just not standard to go into Mass Glaive Adept like this. So he was caught with his pants down. Adepts overwhelm. Still finding more damage as well. Crazy. Shading to the main. Getting up to 30. Can we get 31? Ah, not quite. 30 drones. And now we have just an all-in here. We're just going for a counterattack. Yakov, he has nothing left. He has nothing back at home. Back across the map, we have Storm that's not quite yet done, but Charge is, and +2 is finishing up just in time for this defense. Okay, it's all or nothing for Yakov. It is looking bleak. Charges are revealed. Once again, the Lings, they melt. Massive storming on the Hydras. Oh, God. The storms are crazy. The storms are crazy. GG gets called. And Classic, he ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Classic does take game number 2 here. Again, Yakov, he chose to go for a Ling Hydra build. I thought it was going to go into Mutas, but regardless of choice there, he was vulnerable to Mass Glaive Adepts. Glaive Adepts, they do snowball out of control. If there are no Roaches or Banelings to defend, it's very difficult to minimize losses with purely Ling Queen Hydra. And we saw that Classic just overwhelmed. Just snowballed out of control. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting to game number 3. Let's go. Let us go. So loading into game 3. Game 3 is going to be on Ruby Rock. Now, coming into game 3 here, this is where YoungYakov has more opportunities. Coming into game 3, this is going to be a much smaller map of the map pool. Aggression is favored on this map, and this is where YoungYakov can come in with a specialized all-in. We spoke about this previously on 10,000 feet, and these are the maps where you can come in with a very hyper-specialized build on 10,000 feet, on Tourmaline, and on Ruby Rock. Those are the 3 maps where you can try to pop off on and try to catch the Protoss player off guard. This does give Yakov some opportunities. Let's go. Let us go. So loading into game number 3, the ace match. I mean, already making it to the ace match is already a huge accomplishment here for YoungYakov. It's already big. Can he go bigger? And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Team Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg player himself representing Stanley Balls. It is YoungYakov. Now, coming into Ruby Rock, because this map does favor aggression, I wouldn't be opposed to Classic playing very safe and going for, say, an earlier Blink build. Just earlier Blink, just have Blink in time for an all-in, and have a stronger defensive setup here at the 3rd base. The problem is that your assumption is that we're going to be going up against like a 3-base all-in, and that might not always be the case here. So we'll see how Classic and YoungYakov decide to open up. We'll see when the tech is thrown down. Now, as solid as game 1 was for YoungYakov, I don't see a repeat working, so I don't like the idea of going for like a 330 Roach Warren into a Ling Roach all-in. I feel like your opponent's going to be a little bit better prepared for that sort of thing. Oh, okay. We do mix things up here, going for the hatch block. So hatch block from YoungYakov will delay the expansion. Remember, this is a hatch into gas pool. This is a very greedy build here from YoungYakov, and the goal is to disrupt. And Classic, clean response here to gate opener. It goes for a second gateway, it goes for the Cybercore as well. If you remember, we spoke about this in the previous series. I'm not fond of the idea of pulling the boys, and we do see only 3 boys being pulled. Other reactions are to like pull like 6 or 7 workers, but here only 3, so a very respectable amount. This is to ensure that the base goes down and that you're able to expand freely back at home. As we have 1 probe that's not attacking. There we go. Yeah, a bit of miss micro there out of Classic. Now remember, this is not an all-in. Remember, like YoungYakov, this is a macro build. It's just designed to delay the opponent's expansion. This is very similar to, think of like TVP eBay block. This is the equivalent. It's the equivalent of an eBay block. We are delaying the expansion. Now the scary thing about this build is the follow-up from the Protoss. Classic, he has 2 Zealots and soon to be 2 Adepts. So it's going to go for a double Zealot, double Adept counterattack, and this can hit quite hard. Because the build of YoungYakov is going to have limited units to work with. Later Ling speed, limited Ling production, limited Queens as well. So it's going to be, it can be a very shaky defense. And here he comes. Here comes Classic. He's moving out. And this move out forces Lings to be made instead of drones. Whereas Yakov would like to be droning up. He likes to be droning at the moment. Would like to focus on this economy. Armies waddling in. Tars waddle in. Be so careful with these Lings. Yeah, Lings are trying to keep up with the shades. The drones are under fire. This is getting out of hand. So far, Yakov doesn't lose any drones yet. That's what you're doing. Up, up. As they pull away, Lings, they try to collapse in. They surround 2 Zells, at least they shade into the main. They get 1, they get 2 drones. And 2 drones going down, denying mine time as well, and Yakov will defend. Whew, he will defend here. It was a very shaky defense, did lose a lot of mining time in both bases, but does hold on. Does hold. Behind this, Classic going for his own Oracle. So Stargate into Oracle, standard follow-up. Yakov, he might end up double expanding here to get his third. Getting his third at a reasonable time. Considering the game state, it is late, but everything's gonna be late. Ooh, that's a 420 lair timing. Okay, he's going lair first before expansion. So much faster lair out of YoungYakov. Are we thinking mutas on Ruby Rock? Not too in love with the idea. We'll see. Lotus hunted down. Likewise, we do have our third base being thrown down. That's a fast Twilight Council in comparison to the third. Classic micro glaives again. Glaive ups are definitely an option now for Classic. And if YoungYakov is skipping his Roach Horn, then this will just kill. Didn't see the lair timing. But it does contain. Yeah, down goes the third. YoungYakov is stuck on 2 bases, and it's not going to be fast Spire, it's not going to be Mutas, it's going to be 2 base Hydra. Now, my big concern here is the potential for Adepts. Is this Blink or Adepts? It's going to be Blink. Okay. Whew. That was close. Okay, Blink Stalker's at the Classic. He will have the stronger economy. Will be stronger. So was they poking between the bases? Getting 1, getting 2 drones. And even getting into the mid game here is going to be difficult for YoungYakov. It's just been a very shaky start. Very, very shaky. Oof. Classic is moving in. Yakov trying to keep up. He's trying. Bleeding out of the drone. More workers going down. Blink is almost done. Yakov, he still doesn't have 3-way setup. He's still not there. And Classic is reinforcing. Just reinforcing. Stasis goes off. Hydras are exposed. He's going for the kill. Going for the dive, and every Hydra's going to go down here. The third base is being broken, and Classic is snowballing out of control. Down to 1 Hydra. Yeah, there's 1 Hydra left. Down to 0. Yeah, there's 0 army units left here. The base is broken. Again, Yakov just had a very shaky early game. Could not saturate, could not build up. Again, he just not droned. And this is crippling damage. Or game-ending damage, really. As we're just rallying across the map. GG gets caught, and Classic, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, congratulations. Classic, he will claim the series. And again, YoungYakov, he was able to hold his own, have a bit of a back and forth here. Game 2 was just really unfortunate. YoungYakov, he got caught with his pants down, trying to go into Ling Hydra, got caught up by Mass Glaive Adepts. Meanwhile, here in game number 3, we saw that YoungYakov, he had a really shaky early game. He tried to disrupt his opponent. Instead, he got disrupted. He had a really hard time dealing with the Adept aggression, right? The initial Adept Zealot aggression. It was a very shaky early game. He couldn't even get his third up and running. His third was late. He tried to go once again into 2-base lane Hydra, but couldn't quite get there. GG. GG, well played. Again, it was just a really rough economy for YoungYakov. He couldn't get his third fully saturated. He could not hold his own economically and hold his own into a longer game. But GG, well played. With that, Classic does advance on to the grand finals, and let's find out who will face off against him in this finals as we have our next semifinals ready for us here. It's going to be a PvP between Creator and Geralt. Un momento.